something else came to mind, which is oftentimes you may think to yourself, especially with private clients, or if you're filling your event through a launch where everybody who purchases the product gets a complimentary ticket to the live event, you need to have a registration mechanism, meaning they have to take action on actually registering before they get added to your registration list.
Right.
And that's simply because not everybody's going to come. And you want to know who is 100% coming. Remember on our ticket map episode, we talked about the fact that on average between 20 and 30 to 35% on the high side of people who get access to a complimentary ticket are actually going to take you up on it.
Can redeem it, essentially.
Yeah, so that translates to they actually have to click a link, type in their information. If there's a refundable deposit or materials fee, they have to put in their credit card to claim their ticket. Now, let's say we also have our clients do this even for high-level mastermind clients, right? So if a mastermind person says, this is a client who's paying you upwards of, $15,000 to $25,000 a year, let's say that person says, I'm coming to your live event. Great, register, right? Even if there's a complimentary ticket, or even if there is no credit card required because you don't need it from those people because you trust them a little bit more, still have an action step that they have to take.
Like you could give them a special booking link.
Yeah.
That ties in, click here. There's no cost associated, but they still have to take an action that requires them to fill something out so you know that they're serious about attending. There should be no registration category that doesn't require the person to take some form of an action. Some of the sneaky registration categories that can get by you and throw off your numbers are sponsors, exhibitors, speakers. If you have a lot of speakers on your program, we recently had an event where we had about 45 speakers taking the stage. Some of them were clients, some of them were special guests, some of them were paid, and all of them were planning on getting a badge, and all of them were planning to be in the room for some period of time. So that was an easy one to get by you, to not actually require a speaker to register and then not have any record of them. They show up to get a badge, and they're an important person, and your team has never heard of them, and there's nothing prepared and waiting for them at registration. Same thing with the sponsor. Your sponsorship package may include a certain number of primary tickets or a certain number of booth personnel tickets, which are people who are not coming in the general session room. They're only intended to work in the booth area. You want to have tracking for all of that. So we generally recommend creating a special link for those sponsors and exhibitors to go in and take action on registering who from their company is coming to work the event, and at the very least, have them email you. If you're not ready to do a booking link, at the very least, have them email a primary point of contact, and that requires your team to take the initiative. If you have, let's say, 15 sponsors and you've only heard from 5, somebody needs to be chasing down the other 10 to find out who's going to be attending, or when it's time to show up and register. Not only are your numbers going to be off, but that sponsor's not going to have a great VIP experience because the reg team is going to be glassy-eyed, like they've never heard of them.
Because it's not uncommon for sponsors to, a company to sponsor your live event. The person that you talk to who actually says yes to the sponsorship isn't the actual person who shows up and is your booth personnel for the live event. So that stuff you absolutely need to have happen.